The art world is known for its hidden figures. Whether their mastery was hidden because of who they loved, their gender, their beliefs, their personality, and so many other reasons why geniuses were lost to time and never given a moment in the spotlight. Art is all about being able to see the world through the lens of someone else's eyes, or one's perception. However, our perception is interlaced with the unique structure of our brain and how it comprehends the matter around us. The mechanics of one's brain is so special to everyone. Neurodivergent is a broad-spectrum term that holds many different phenomena of the brain. Many liken the term neurodivergent to an umbrella. Under the broad shelter of neurodivergence, conditions such as OCD, ADHD, schizophrenia, autism, Tourette's, dyslexia, and many other conditions are kept safe. But what is neurodivergent behavior, and how can we correctly categorize certain conditions as such? A simple definition is any type of neurological function that does not fit in the norm or is not neurotypical. To compare the way we comprehend information, we can liken brain processes to an orchestra creating a piece of music. The firing signals are the musicians playing their instruments as they read the music. Different groups of instruments, much like neurons, play their instruments together to create complex melodies that create a reaction of emotion and feeling. Thus, we receive information, we work out how what we are seeing affects us, and we build connections. And then our brain sends a message to our body, telling us how to react. Sometimes in a beneficial way, and other times in a detrimental way. Neurodivergence can cause different experiences. What if I told you to draw your house right now? What if I showed you this picture of a city, and then took it away and said draw those buildings in detail? You might get the basic rectangular shape of the building, a few windows, maybe even a bird that was sitting on the ledge. But I did not give you long enough to encode the details into your memory. But what does art look like made by artists that are neurodivergent? Let's look at a few examples. Artist Stephen Wiltshire took a 20-minute helicopter ride and produced a detailed drawing of 305 square miles. Wiltshire was diagnosed with high-functioning autism, which results in him having the superpower of encoding visual stimulus to memory quickly. Stanford had released an article in July of 2023 stating that children with autism have difficulties remembering, especially facial features. Wiltshire may have convinced them to look at their research again.
My name is Stephen Wiltshire. I'm an artist. New York is one of my favorite cities of the world. Tall buildings, street scenes, and the yellow taxis. I was so very lucky to do the panorama drawing of the Manhattan skyline from the memory scenes from up on a helicopter. It was so beautiful out there.
I am Annette Wiltshire, and I am sister to Stephen Wiltshire. It's great to be here and be able to watch Stephen in the Empire State, drawing the Empire State. It's a great accomplishment for him, and as his sister I'm really pleased that he's doing something that he's really very passionate about. He can memorize the city so well, but you have to remember Stephen's been to New York quite a few times, well over 8-9 times, so his memory of the skyline is still the same. It's just adapting to the new buildings that are now added to the skyline. I mean, that's still quite a remarkable thing to have and be able to hold that memory for as many years as he has.
My name is Eli Smith. I'm an American citizen who lived overseas for all of his childhood. I didn't start painting until I was a junior in college. That was the first time I took a painting class. The reason why I do it is to try and relate with people, to emphasize with people, because there's a lot of emotion that we have that we don't talk about, that we don't deal with. that I've experienced that if we do deal with it in ways that is relatable, is very healing, very helpful. I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder and Tourette syndrome when I was about 12, 13, I think. I'm using those experiences to express struggles with control, tension, anger, frustration, hopelessness, loss, things that everybody experiences. Maybe not for the reasons that I had, but we all do.
OCD and Tourette's are also classified as forms of neurodivergence. Obsessive-compulsive disorder presents as intrusive thoughts and repeated actions. Tourette's is motor and vocal tics that are sudden and repetitive. Painter Eli Smith demonstrates his life story with both OCD and Tourette's with his masterful paintings. In his exhibitions, he attempts to show moments of frustration and loss of control by focusing on the study of the body's form. Smith tells in an artist talk how he rarely paints in the eyes of his subjects because he believes our bodies tell a bigger story. Clenched fists, relaxed fingers, open mouths, strained torsos, all tell the viewers what emotions to feel. We begin to discern all these emotions and feelings that we may carry in our hearts every day. How about this painting? Do you know this guy? Vincent van Gogh is a master painter whose work is touching hundreds of years after his death. Now, people speculate that his behavior was indicative of major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, Asperger's, and autism. Do you know this painting? Da Vinci was later diagnosed with ADHD and dyslexia due to the analysis of the writings in his notebooks. Both men are considered wayward thinkers and scholars for their time. Our world and knowledge of it would be missing if it were not for the genius that they both possessed. Thus, they are inspirations to artists to embrace their individuality and not be afraid to push the boundaries of the limiting term normal. The only way we evolve and grow as a society is by challenging normalities and allowing our minds and souls to be free. For it was Van Gogh himself that said, "Normality is a paved road. It's comfortable to walk, but no flowers grow."